Is now the time to be thinking about deducting a traditional IRA contribution for a spouse? Hi, this is financial planner Sean Mullaney. Let's discuss. It's early 2024. Some of us are thinking about our 2023 tax returns, and there might be an opportunity to take an additional tax deduction. And that would be potentially a traditional IRA contribution for a spouse who is either non-employed, so maybe they're a stay-at-home spouse, or they are employed, but they're not covered at work by a workplace 401k. So, what it might be is you have husband and wife, and together they're earning, say not $190,000, $200,000 a year, and that's what they made in 2023. One of them is covered by a 401k at work. Well, guess what? They're not going to qualify to deduct a traditional IRA contribution. The income limits just say you're married and you're covered by a workplace 401k. You've made too much money, no IRA deduction for you. Maybe you do a Roth IRA, but there's no deduction in the picture. But maybe the second spouse, same income because they're married filing joint, but they are not covered by a workplace 401k, or maybe they're a stay-at-home spouse. Okay, great. There's an opportunity on the table for 2023. They could deduct a IRA contribution for the non-working spouse, the non-employed spouse, I should say, or a spouse who's just not covered by a workplace 401k. Their income is low enough at $190,000 or $200,000 where they could maybe take a 22% tax deduction before April 15, 2024 for 2023. Be careful to code it as being for 2023 and get a $6,500 or even $7,500 if they're over 50 years old. They could get a significant tax deduction just by contributing to the traditional IRA for the non-employed spouse or the non-covered spouse, right? The spouse who is both working and covered by a 401k, in my example, makes too much money to do a traditional IRA contribution that would be deductible. And that couple might be somewhat cash limited, right? So they might be coming near April 15th and they might say, we got to save for retirement and that's important. But maybe we only have $8,000 in cash, or $10,000 in cash that we can devote prior to April 15th to making an IRA contribution. Maybe that couple wants to prioritize a deductible traditional IRA contribution for the non-employed spouse at $6,500, get a federal tax deduction, potential state tax deduction, and then whatever cash is left over, maybe that goes into the working covered spouse's Roth IRA, right? And why would you do that? Because you're prioritizing for the tax deduction. You're getting some Roth benefit there, but you say, you know what, we're in our working years and we think in retirement, we're going to probably be subject to a relatively modest tax rate. Let's optimize for tax deductions. Let's capture that before April 15th for 2023 and sort of use that interplay of having one spouse who has a higher income limit in terms of the ability to deduct a traditional IRA contribution. I tend to see, married couples tend to have the best opportunities to potentially get one of them to deduct a traditional IRA contribution, even at a relatively high, healthy income, even if maybe both of them can't. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please mash that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.